I knew that this week was going to be a big week on this channel because I knew there was going to be a lot of new Aggies that had just recently got accepted to UC Davis, and I dropped a campus tour yesterday, and I had been gathering questions to do kind of a Q&A video about UC Davis, and so I wanted to wait till I had dropped the campus tour video so I could get some new Aggies questions in there, and that's what this video is going to be. Let's go to the questions. Is it possible to survive in Davis without a bike? I don't have hundreds of dollars to spend on one. So my answer to that is no. Just kidding. In all honesty, if you are not a semi-serious cycler or someone that really just likes having a nice bike, I wouldn't spend more than $100 on a bike for Davis. You're going to use it way too often. It's going to get rained on, it's going to get dirt on it, it's going to get pushed and kicked around by other bikes, and really it's just going to go through way too much wear and tear to spend a ton of money on a bike that you're just going to use for biking around campus. But you don't have to have a bike to survive on UC Davis's campus. Many people get around on skateboard, motorized skateboards, scooters, motorized scooters, rollerblades. I think bike's just the fastest way to get around, and it's the most convenient just because, you know, there's bike locks everywhere. Not every building has a skateboard lock, and of course you can just walk. That's definitely a viable option. Lots of people do it. It's not frowned upon. You can definitely survive in Davis without biking. Okay, question 2. Where can I eat on campus? This is a huge question. There's so many places to eat on campus. Currently, the places that you can eat on campus are the Coho. The Memorial Union has a variety of food places in it, from pho to sushi to sandwiches to Mexican to pizza. You've got the Silo, which has Spokes, which is like a burgers kind of place. It's got the Gun Rock. It's got a little bit fancier food, but the pricing is actually built towards students during their Aggie hour, which is in the afternoons. There's the crepe place, which is in the Silo, which just has delicious crepes, and I love them. There's a few different pizza coffee locations around campus. There's 3 dining commons that are attached to the dorms that as a freshman you get meal swipes and you can swipe in there and eat. There's also a huge variety of rotating food trucks that change every day which ones are there. If you know what off the grid is, it's kind of like having off the grid every day on campus. There's also the marketplaces. There's one at Silo, and then there's 3 at each of the dorms, and there you can get, you know, your snacks and whatnot. And what's really nice is all these places accept Aggie Cash, which is like a debit card for using on campus. And as a student, you don't pay tax on food from any of these locations, including Pete's. Question 3, one that I did not realize I would see, but someone asked, what animals are here? And this might make some sense because UC Davis was just named the #1 vet school in the nation, so we've got a lot of animals. So for starters, you have your cows, your squirrels, and your ducks. These are the most common ones you'll see. Cows, they live over in the dairy by Tercero. Ducks and squirrels are running around all the time. There's more variety really. Horses, you can sometimes see them. They'll walk through campus. There's also horses over by the Arboretum, as well as donkeys and llamas. At Weiermeyer Hall and just some other places on campus, there are cats that live, and there's some very cute ones that live at Weiermeyer Hall. If you head on over towards the vet school on the other side of campus, and you go to Scrubs, there's usually always dogs with the vet students because they love to bring their dogs in. Also really cool, if you walk through the Arboretum, you can actually see in the water, there's sometimes otters and sometimes turtles. Oh, I don't know how I forgot this. Turkeys. Wild turkeys that are scared of nothing and will just disrupt everything. Real advice, don't mess with the turkeys. They are not afraid of anything at all. Question 4, the one that everyone stereotypes. Why does it smell like cow? Okay, so as a freshman, I lived in Laban Hall, which was literally right next to the dairy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna smell cow every single morning. And after about a week, I failed to notice it anymore. It pretty much went away. Some evenings, if the wind was right and the temperature was warm, I could smell it, but most of the time, I didn't notice at all. And that's the only place I'd ever smell it to. I never smelled it anywhere else on campus, just in Tercero. It really isn't that bad, and you get used to it really quickly. The other thing is, if you really want to know why we have cows and why then it has a cow smell, is we have a dairy that used to be a functioning dairy, and because we have an animal sciences program that still takes care of cows and they use the dairy as an actual lab area, you still have cows there, and they're very cute. You can go pet them, and they'll try to lick you with their really long tongue, and it's fun. Don't hate on the cows. Question 5. I feel like this one's more towards current students, though if you're an incoming freshman, you could probably keep this one in mind as well. Where can you get free UC Davis scantrons? I know of 2 good locations. One, the dining commons during certain times will have like trivia, like answer these questions and you'll win a scantron. So that's one easy way to get free scantrons, is just do those all the time. The other way is to go to study jams or study socials from clubs and organizations. A lot of the times, you know, you go, you hang out, but they usually have a ton of free scantrons as well, and you can pick up a few right there. Question 6. Favorite things to do in downtown? Eat. I love to eat. Good food downtown. Other things I really like about downtown, the bookstore, Avid Reader is really fun to go and just like find a book that I like. Playing Pokemon Go downtown, catching a movie, but really my favorite thing to probably go do downtown is go to the farmer's market on Saturdays, see a lot of cool musicians and performing artists, talk to the people, hang out with some friends. So I love the farmer's markets. Probably my favorite thing to do on a weekend. All right, all the next questions are going to be from the YouTube comments on my campus tour. So, which dorm do you think is the best? In terms of food, location, party scene, and vibe, it's going to depend on the people that live in that dorm. I don't know if there's a good way to say it. It's going to depend on your floor and the people living there. I know for food, the dining commons are pretty similar. Some people say, you know, Quarto has better desserts, or Segundo has better salads. Knowing the behind the scenes part, it's pretty similar. Location-wise, probably Segundo or Tercero are the best. Quarto isn't bad at all. It's hardly off campus. It's across from where I live right now, but you are in a different kind of scene and different area. I think Tercero is a really great location. I really enjoyed it. It was close to the Arboretum, it was close to the football stadium, it was close to the cows, it was close to my first like 3 classes in my first quarter, so I like Tercero for location. Party scene and vibe, that's going to depend on, you know, who's living at what dorms. So you're going to have really exciting party people that live on the 3rd floor of Laban, possibly. It's possible that you have a really great party scene on your floor. It's possible the building across from you has a really great party scene. So I think anywhere you'll find the party scene, no matter which dorm area you live in, and the vibe's going to just kind of go the same with that. How did I find a roommate? Really easily. I went onto the site that they send you that's like, signing up to figure out what kind of room you want and your roommate situation, and I clicked random, and then I found Kevin. But if you do want to find a roommate beforehand, you can go through Facebook and you can find people that way. That's really up to you. You might luck out and get a really good one. You might not luck out and get a really bad one. If I'm a city kid, Los Angeles, will moving to Davis be a rough transition? It depends on who you are, I guess, and what makes you tick. The city of Davis is definitely a small college town. There's no denying it, and it's got a ton of perks because of that. Everything is within biking distance, everyone is really friendly, and everyone knows that most of the population here is college students, and they're very accepting of that. So that part's really nice. The one thing that I've heard the most is like nightlife. You know, there's a little bit of nightlife that does exist in Davis. A lot of people go to Sacramento. It's not that far. It's about a 20-minute drive. And a lot of people go back to the Bay Area as well if they want that nice big city feel. They go to San Francisco. So I don't know if like going from an extremely big city to Davis is going to like, it's not going to give you that much of a culture shock because you're going to find everything is still really accessible. You might just feel like, ah, it's a little small. Question number, I lost track at some point and I wasn't going to count anymore. So what is Welcome Week like, and how is making friends that first kind of week or so in college like? Welcome Week is a ton of fun. There's so much to do. You're immediately bonded with, you know, people maybe from orientation, but also people that just live in your dorm and on your floor, and you start to make connections right there and then. And then there's so many activities during Welcome Week that, you know, you go to with these people, and you start to kind of make friends and get to know people as well. You're immediately going to have your roommates, you're going to have people on your floor that you're going to have that shared connection with already. And so moving forward, you'll learn people that are in your major, or if you're undeclared, that are also undeclared, and you'll start moving forward with them as well. I wouldn't be too concerned. I think that you'll have a great time at Welcome Week. There's a lot of fun activities. All right, last two. What is the community overall at UC Davis like? Well, comparative to what my friend at UC Berkeley has told me, UC Davis is kind of like this amazing spot between very intense, like, academic rigor, but also collaborative kindness. I think that's the way I would phrase it. People know that this is a good university and that, you know, people are smart and that there is competition, but nobody here is stealing people's lab notebooks so they'll fail their tests. No one's really ripping anyone's throats out over things, so I think Davis has this really great feel of community. I really enjoy that aspect of it. I don't feel like anyone's here to sabotage me. I feel like more often than not, people are more than willing to help you if you're struggling, rather than let you drown. I'm planning on coming and visiting Davis. Anything I should keep an eye out for? It depends, you know, what you're interested. My recommendation is go, if it's a day that you can maybe go meet people that are part of a club or your major or something that you're interested in, go seek those people out, talk to them, ask them questions, see why they like Davis. But otherwise, you know, explore some of the campus. It's really beautiful and expansive. There's some really cool museums on campus, there's some cool architecture, there's some beautiful wildlife, but also, you know, get the information that you're looking for if you're going to visit and you're trying to decide where you want to go to college. That's all the questions I could possibly answer for one video. If you have more, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer even more of them. I did this last year. I'll put a link to that video here or here. I don't usually do this, but thanks for watching, and